Hey everybody, today we're going to be looking at the Calc 3 question. Find the equations of the tangents to the curve x is equal to 3t squared plus 1 and y is equal to 2t cubed plus 1 that pass through the point 4, 3. So this is a Calc 3 question. We're not going to spend a lot of time looking at the algebra or the steps for the simple derivations and stuff in here. We're just looking at how to solve it for Calc 3. If you guys have any questions about any of the steps, let me know and I'll be happy to walk you through them. So the first step that we're going to take here is going to be to find our slope, which is dy of dx. However, our variables x and y are actually in terms of t. So to solve for that, we need to solve for dy of dt and dx of dt. So dy dt is a simple derivative that's going to give us 6t squared, and dx of dt is another simple derivative that's going to give us 6t. And just heads up, there's a pretty simple mathematical proof for that there. If you guys have any questions, let me know and I'll be happy to walk you through it. So now our dy dx is equal to 6t squared over 6t, which is just going to leave us with 6t. I'm sorry, that's just going to leave us with t. So what this means is that our slope of these tangent lines at any point is just the value of t that we're looking at. So the next step from here to find the equation of these tangent lines is going to be to put these lines in point slope form, which is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. So we have our slope here. So m is our slope, and our slope is equal to dy dx, which is equal to t in our case. So we can rewrite this equation. Y minus y1 is equal to t x minus x1. However, we need to get this whole equation in terms of t, so we can set our x1 and y1 points back as original functions of t. Say that y minus 2t cubed plus 1 is equal to t times x minus 3t squared plus 1. And after doing some multiplication here, we end up with t cubed minus 3t plus 2 is equal to 0. And we can reduce this even further, factor some stuff out, and that gives us t minus 1 squared times t plus 2 is equal to 0. That means the values of t that we're going to be looking for are going to be negative 2 and positive 1. So now we are going to go look back at our original equations. X is equal to 3t squared plus 1. Y is equal to 2t cubed plus 1. We're going to solve these at t is equal to negative 2 and t is equal to 1. So here, when t is equal to negative 2, x is equal to 13, and when t is equal to negative 2, y is equal to negative 15. And then we're going to do the same thing for t is equal to 1. We're going to say x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 3. So now we have 2 points to use for x1 and y1 in our point slope form. And we have the 2 corresponding slopes for those points. So from here, all we have to do is plug these 2 points and our slopes back into our point slope form. And we'll start out with t is equal to negative 2. So we'll say y minus y1 is going to be negative 15 is equal to negative 2 times x minus x1 is 13. And this reduces down to y is equal to negative 2x plus 11. And this is going to be our first equation, or the second, depending whichever order you decided to do them in. And our second equation is going to be y minus 4 is equal to 1 times x minus 3. And this equation simply reduces down to y is equal to x minus 1. So these two here are our two equations for our tangent lines that are going to pass through that point for -3. Hope you guys enjoy, and let me know if you have any questions.